Hi everyone, Lesley here from the Pilates Center of Pittsburgh. This episode, this brief video, is to answer a question I got from a student this fall. The series is about different dance corrections that are used loosely in that world, and sometimes a student really isn't sure what that means. So we're translating the words and verbiage, and we're putting some tactile experiences behind that, so they are much easier to understand and kind of clears away confusion. All right, so the question I got from my student is shift your weight. What does shift your weight mean? All right, so in order to shift your weight, we're going to do is kind of define what your weight is. We're going to define what you're shifting, and then we're going to do a brief release for an awareness exercise, and we'll play around at the end with it. Okay, so for your exercise, I'm going to have you use a massage type of tool. This is a very dense myofascial ball. This is really my favorite size to do this type of movement with, but if you don't have this at home, then use a rolled bath towel, right? So just get a really nice thick fluffy bath towel or some kind of small blanket, and you'll be able to fashion something that gives you a good shape. Okay, so shift your weight. In order to shift our weight, we have to figure out, well, what part of our body makes that? So we're talking about kind of the heart and soul of your body center, really, okay? So I'm going to give you, like you said, hopefully we define that. Find your two hip bones, right? Find your two hip bones on the side, and then find your navel as a landmark, and then here's the base of the hips of the pubic bone. So in between that space, place one hand. And then on the opposite side of you, directly behind your other hand, place your hand right into the center back of your sacrum. Okay? So now take a breath and let your abdominals expand and let your back body expand into the back hand. So I'm expanding front to back, show you sideways. And then when you exhale, I'm going to ask you to find the muscles that feel like they're behind your front hand. And then here, find the muscles that are in front of this backhand. Okay, again, so breath. Find the muscles that are behind the surface area of your abdominals. And then, very important, find the muscles that are in front of this wonderful structure of your sacrum. Find the muscles in front of that. Okay, so that's our front and back body. So next, find the top of your hip and then find where your trochanter bones are. Okay, place your hands right in between that area. So now we're basically across the sides of our body. Same idea, I'm going to have you breathe. And then as you exhale, find the muscles that are on the inside of your hip that feel like they're very equidistant, right? Towards the middle of your body, equidistant from both hands. All right? So deep, deep center. Evenly between front and back, right? Between front body and back body. And evenly between your sides body. So that's kind of taking my deep center of my body and just doing that breath awareness with you. I feel like the center of me is pushing and really kind of delivering itself onto my legs. It's redistributing onto my legs, and I feel my feet really taking that action. Okay? So, next part. Take your object, and I'm going to sit on this chair so it's kind of easier to see here with our little homemade camera situation. And again, different ways to do this, okay? Just as an awareness exercise, you can take your massage tool and you can sit on a chair. As long as you have your feet on the ground, I think that's fine. It's helpful to have your feet on the ground because then you can stay symmetrical in your body and you can really use your feet, right, for support and have your legs lined up evenly. Many times I see my students, they'll present things and their body will be kind of askew when they're presenting work. So, that doesn't really help you in the big picture. So you see the profile view and now you see the front. So I'm just going to sit well with that object right under my, right directly under my two sits bones. Okay? Now, if you're a very flexible person, you can do this right on the floor, okay? And if you're a tighter structure person, then it's nice to be up on a chair because there's less load of gravity pushing into that little release object we're using. All right, so we've already learned where in the body we're going to be moving, and we've defined what that is. Different exercise methods call this different things. In gyrokinesis, this is called your seed center. In the Pilates method, it's the deep abdominal connection that we're looking for that builds the spine upwards. Okay, so just take a few breaths. And then as you exhale, relax, right? Breathe deeply in your abdominals and your diaphragm. And then just relax the weight of that center down against the ball, okay? Or if you have a towel, experiment with the towel being horizontal under you. You can also put it vertically under you and try some different placements so you have a good sense about where the sits bones are and where the base of the hips in the center would be. Okay, so just gonna go for a few more seconds. It's a very relaxing exercise if your hips are tight or your back is tight, okay? And usually I'll have a student, I'll do this with a student who is gaining awareness about what their center is and learning how to use it. I would say anywhere to stay in the balance from about 1 to 5 minutes. 5 minutes is pretty long. Set a timer on your phone, but even a minute is worth it. Okay? So for our video, we're going to go ahead and come out of that, standing up. All right, now we're going to just repeat our little activation exercise with our breath, because if you stand up, hopefully there is a different sense, right? You'll feel a different layer of this part of your body, right? The center of your body, the weight of your body. So we're just going to repeat our breath forward to back and side to side because we want to activate those muscles before we're going to shift our weight. All right, so you're breathing in. Find the muscles on the back side of the front hand and find the muscles on the front side of your back hand. Nice and active. Okay, place your hands on the side. Find the muscles in between your hands. In between, evenly through the hips. Okay, change hands last time. Breathe in. Nice healthy breath. Long through the head and neck joints. Find the muscles evenly between your hands. Side you go. Find the muscles between your hands. All right, so I hope you feel that your weight, the center of your body, is really grounding itself down into the legs, and you have your weight on the whole foot on the floor. All 10 toes, the inside foot, as well as your outfit. Okay, so the fun part about this is now we're going to do what a lot of dancers do. We're simply going to move our center of our body. We're going to shift. Okay, so I'm going to start out with some really easy ones, but at home, please get creative with it. Okay, so simply, maybe just a stepping pattern. I'm going to take the center of my body and my head simultaneously. No big deal, change legs. My head and my full center need to get there at the same time. Shifting my weight. I shift my weight forward. I shift my weight in reverse. And forward and reverse. All right? Let's try side, one of my favorites. So say maybe a parallel tendu line. So if you go side, shift your weight. Side, shift your weight. Now I'm choosing to bring my second leg in very quickly so I don't have a lagging leg. I'll show you. So if I lag, so if I shift my weight, but I kind of lag this in, then you see things in my body arrive in an inefficient way, and I'm also not really shifting my weight very well. So that's why I'm going to bring my second leg. Okay? So play around. Again, dance-wise, I can curve under. I can curve over movement. And once you figure out this whole shift of your weight thing, I think dancing is so much more enjoyable. It's 1,000 times more fun because then you always have your balance. If I need to shift my weight to the side, but then really, 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 really fall into something, then I can do it. Okay? So thank you for watching. I hope that was very clear about what shift your weight means. Have a good winter break, everybody. Keep exploring movement and dancing.